Welcome to a little bit of a hangout. I won't be on here long. I just want to kind of come on and give you a little bit of an update. Life is always morphing and changing, and nothing never stays the same. And I think that is the part that we can know for sure that things will always change. And so here we are in our first week of November. Time has changed. The campground is technically closed. I just found out Sunday the water goes off, so that's amazing. And so I got to get started purchasing a heated hose right away because it's supposed to get really cold this weekend. And so I am so not looking forward to that. But we did get some propane, so I think we're going to be at least warm. And Cedric is working things out where we're going to be cleaning out all the tanks, like thoroughly cleaning them out while we have water and we can do that. And then start filling up our holding tanks. Next week, Wednesday, I will be shoving off. I will be headed to Dayton. Believe it or not, I got a speaking engagement on Saturday at a church there. I'm working with a pastor who is doing like some little series, and so I got a speaking engagement. So I will be at Dayton at a church down there on Saturday. So I have to leave Wednesday because we're going to be doing some groundwork in the community, and that's going to be exciting. So I'm going to take you on that trip with me as I am headed down there, and I'll be there for a few days. So it will be Wednesday. I will get there Wednesday, so it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday's my speaking engagement, and then I'll be on my way back home probably Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning. And so I'm going to be leaving my honey behind. So that's going to be a little difficult, but it's okay. I'll be back. And so I'm excited about it. And then when we come back, we have Thanksgiving. And then right after then, December 1st, we pull out and we'll be heading for a temporary um, 3 week assignment in right outside of Cleveland. And we'll be done with that on the 21st. And then we'll be heading out. So things are happening and I'm excited about it, but nervous at the same time. Just trying to figure out, our next steps and next moves. As you guys saw, I just started seeing a therapist, well, a psychiatrist. I think that it is important, even in living in an RV and traveling, that you do those mental health checkups. And you guys know that I've always kind of suffered with a low lying depression and anxiety and panic attacks and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, I'm almost 50. Now is the time to kind of get up and do something about that. So I'm excited about that journey, but they, like I said, they do not tell you about the day after you've bared your soul and you've opened up, and now you're dealing with these raw feelings that has bubbled up to the surface that you tried so hard to push down and just kind of deal with it in a way to just deal with it. So a lot of things going on emotionally and physically. My surroundings changing, packing, getting ready to go, having a speaking engagement next Saturday where I'll be speaking and trying to get ready for that, working on my little online business to get that launched and ready to go. So there's a lot of irons in the fire. We got the holidays coming up. We're going to be leaving after the holidays, and just being here at a semi-empty campground, especially in the Northwest. It's different. We've never been up this high north except for last year. Hi, is it cold there in Kansas? Because it's getting bloody cold up here. And so it's yeah, so heated hose, I'm getting ready to order that. I hate that because it's $100 out of my budget, but we have to have it. So I had it on my Amazon wish list, but now I'm getting the heated hose. I'm looking at starting to kind of semi winterize the camper, just so we can get out of this area. And so the goal was to leave out of this area the 1st of November when Cedric stopped working. But then I got this little opportunity and it's just so spread out, and we needed to do it. So we're stuck here a little bit longer, but we're definitely leaving after this second assignment. So we at least we'll be doing a little bit of traveling around the Ohio area. So I'll leave Wednesday for my speaking engagement. I'll come back Then we'll leave after Thanksgiving and go to Cleveland, and then we'll be there to the 21st, and then we'll be leaving there, and then heading south. And so, if you guys are even remotely interested in helping us by any means, I need to get that Thousand Trails membership. So, order for us to be south and southwest, especially when we're heading out to Courtside. I know we'll be staying in Courtside for a little bit, but we want to kind of be in the area a little longer. And so having that Thousand Trails would be superb because we will be able to abuse that thing like no other in the Southwest, especially Arizona, California, and Nevada area. And so we can use, some help getting that. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, my information is all over my page. You can just go up under and look, and it's there. So, but yes, so I'm all over the map, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I just am. I'm like feeling really good about what's coming up and the excitement of having all these little speaking engagements, and and being able to go and share the love of Christ with people. But at the same time, it's like now I'm drudging up all these feelings and all these ideas, and and then I'm trying to grow my channel and stay present on that. And then now the not knowing where you're going just yet, moving, is nerve wracking, especially since the campground we were going to be staying at, that's where we're headed to when we head towards Cleveland, only allows us 14 days. And there's no water there either. All the campgrounds that are not like year round up and running trailer park kind of campgrounds shut off the water. So everywhere you go, you're not going to have any water. The ground gets too cold. They're afraid of pipes bursting and all that kind of stuff. And so they have one main water source that you would have to constantly keep filling up your tank. So either way, we're going to need this heated hose. I learned this from last year being here, that was an absolute necessary must, was to have that heated hose. And so I'm going to be working on that today, on trying to get it. And I know there's a few other winterizing things we'll need. And I'm going to try to, start ordering some more blankets. And I got to get my dogs some real jackets, because these little light, thin jackets, and they go out because they're so little and they're so close to the ground. And any little snow or any little cold, their little paws just freeze and their little underbelly gets so cold. So I want to make sure they have a jacket as far as that's concerned. But I'm here to encourage anybody who remotely looks like me, or suffers with feeling of adequacy. I want to tell you this. As a content creator and a person on YouTube, a person that has a TikTok channel, and as well as a Facebook page, do not, and I repeat, do not tie your self-worth to these platforms. Do not. I don't care how invisible you feel. I don't care how growing up you didn't have a voice to say your piece. Don't connect yourself and your self-worth to people's opinions on the internet. A lot of times people on here are trolls or mean because they don't have a voice in real life. And so it's really easy to hide behind the keyboard and say things. So your self-worth, I'm telling you, is not connected to your channel. It's not connected to your Facebook page. It's not connected to your Instagram page, and it's not connected to your TikTok. That that because if it is, then you like yourself as much as other people like you, and that will never work. That's not a sustainable love for yourself. That won't last. It'll send you on an emotional roller coaster, that if people are not liking your pictures or giving you thumbs up or commenting on your things, or if you're not going viral on everything you post, you start to feel like nobody likes me here either. You know, if you're struggling in real life, and I'm talking from the heart, because I understand feeling invisible. I understand feeling like you are invisible to people around you. It's not, I can honestly say I don't ever remember having like a best friend. I've had friends and people that I knew, but even now at my age, I don't have any friends like that, right? You know, if I wanted to say, let's go to lunch, I don't have anybody I could call, you know, cause that's like, yeah, heck yeah, let's do it, you know? Or as an adult, I've never been to a wedding, right? Nobody said, ooh, give Erica, you know, an invitation. We want her at at our wedding. I've never had a special day. Like when me and my husband got married, it was at the courthouse. I didn't have a special day. I didn't have a wedding. I didn't have all that stuff. When it was time for me to graduate from college, COVID hit. I didn't get a chance to walk. I didn't, you know, they just mailed me my diploma, you know, and so it's one of those things that it's easy to feel like an outcast. But I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, and I am ready to do the work as far as finding Erica in the sea of people, right? Do not do not base who you are as a wonderful person, as caring, as loving, as being thoughtful to people's comments on the internet. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Do the work and say, you know what? I am worth it regardless thereof. And when you do this, do it for the fun of it, do it for the love of it, and do it if nobody ever sees it, it's okay. Don't tie your self-worth to social media. I'm going to tell you because it can be hard. It can be hard on your psyche. And if you're already shaky, you know, if you already have some past feelings and trauma type feelings, this does not help. Okay? So, lazy journey. Thank you so much. Are you van living? No, I have a camper. I live in a camper full time. We'd like to upgrade just a little bit because we do this full time and our space now is really on the small side. And I'd like to have an office for my computers and for vlogging and stuff like that. So we're looking to get something else, but we have to get a better truck to be able to pull it. So that's where we are. But no, I'm not a van lifer. Now my husband tried to convince me of that when we first even started to do this, and I was like, I need a little bit more space than a van. Like if we were like taking off in March and just kind of touring around and had a destination of places we were going to hit, and we were just going to keep moving, and then we went back to our house or something, then that would have been ideal. But as in full time living on a permanent basis, two people, two dogs, no, I just couldn't. I just needed a little bit more than that, you know. So we didn't go that direction. But I admire those that do because that is really tiny living. And there's so much to learn from that. But I don't see people doing that long term. Like after a while, they're ready to give it up and go back. So but it was on the radar at one point in time. We did do that. But thank you so much, Lazy Journey. I hope we cross paths one day. That sounds amazing. I'd love to hear your story a little bit more. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Why not? Why not? Um, but like I was saying, so I got a question and I wanted to kind of answer that. I like to be a little transparent without being vulnerable to the point to where I'm just sharing too much. Somebody asked, why did I decide now at 48? I'm not afraid to say that. I'm proud to be 48. Um, Starting therapy. Why now? You know, why at this point? Why share? Why start? Why go? Why not is the question. I'm gonna go there. Why not? Um, it is very important at any age when you know that you can feel the decline in your stamina, decline in your interests, decline in how you see things, in your feelings, and they feel um, unregulated. Like 1 minute you are on top of the world, and then the next minute you can't find the motivation. When your body is constantly feeling keyed up and stressed, I think it is time to do some prevention methods to deal with what's going on. I mean, you can only ignore those red flag warning signs for so long, right? When my mom was growing up, they had community, right? They may not have had therapists, but they had close friends, community, people they could talk to, people that if they saw you were struggling, they helped you, they came in and they had a sense of community because they knew they needed each other to help one another. We live in a day and age where everybody is minding their own business. Nobody wants to talk to anybody. Nobody cares about what you're going through versus what somebody else is going through. We're all going through something. We're not very sympathetic to one another. We don't take the time to recognize that somebody else is struggling and to after they've gone to the extreme of doing self-harm or you know unaliving themselves, then it's like, well, you could have talked to me, you should have came to me, I wish I would have known. And the fact is, there were warning signs, there were things that was happening, but we also wrapped up in our own everyday lives. It's kind of hard at times. So I think it's never too late for you to say, I am going to do something about this versus waiting to see somebody to see me and understand, because people don't understand all the time, right? They don't always understand the journey that you're on. They don't always understand your feelings. They don't always see it. And so if you are feeling it and you know it's going on, the best way to be the best version of yourself at any age is to do the work and figure out, why am I going through this? Why am I having these emotions? Why can I not seem to pull it together? Why am I faking in front of this camera and then I turn it off and then I go in my room and get into bed and I'm crying and I can't get out of bed the rest of the day? I think transparency of being honest with yourself and saying, I need to do something about this instead of just deteriorating in my mind. Do it. Do it. And you don't know how many people you might help, right? Because how many folks are going through the same thing? How many people have the same thoughts, right? How many people would go get help, but they think that they're going to be looked at differently if they do, or they don't understand. And then you get on here and you say, and I like I'm sharing, and then somebody else say, I understand that, and they don't feel so alone, right? They don't feel like they're going through this thing silently at home by themselves. Living in a camper is exciting. It's exhilarating when you're traveling and you're meeting people and you're doing things. But what about the times you're not? What about the times it's cold and it's dreary and you can't go outside and you don't have water and you're trying to get propane and you're trying to do Instacart and work and you're trying to figure out how you're going to make next month's bills or get to the next place, or let's just say maybe you're having trouble finding some place to park this thing in the winter. You don't have the money you need to have. All those things are stressors of life, right? No matter where you are, there's stressors. And I think that I just choose. I am choosing, and I don't care if I never go viral. I don't care if I never have 10,000 subscribers. I don't care if I never just hit the mark. If a couple people do not feel alone and I can help them, this channel is 100% worth it. Because real life is happening to all of us. Period. No matter where we are. No matter what influencer you're following, life is happening for them too. They just don't show it. And so I'm on this journey. I've been on this journey for the last 4 years. No, 5 years. Dealing with my father being murdered and not knowing it. And nobody telling me and finding that out on my own. That it was a friend of his that caused the events that led to his death, right? And just dealing with that and walking into his hospital room just in enough time to hear them zip up the body bag. I mean, all those things I hear in my mind, and then going home And for 6 months, feeling like I couldn't leave my house because I was afraid I was going to drop dead in public. And I'm sweating and I'm staying up all night long. We all go through stuff. I'm sharing this because life happens to everybody, and it has a way of making you feel isolated. It has a way of making you feel like nobody understands you, and that could not be the furthest thing from the truth. And so, you guys, I am begging you, do not, young kids, young adults, YouTubers, influencers, common everyday people, do not tie your worth to these platforms. They're not made to improve your mental health. It's an addiction. And I can say that because it is. You think whenever we post, everybody holds their breath and hopes people like it. It's just another form of validation that you matter, people see you, they like you. And when it flops, and you see one YouTuber doing the same exact thing you're doing, and they got 10,000 views, and you did it better lighting, better shooting, better diction. You know, you're not cutting a fool and shaking your behind and coming on camera half naked, and you got 5, right? And you feel some kind of way about it, and you want to give up. And I'm telling you, quality over quantity. It is better to have a small community of faithful followers that will rally behind you and help you if you need it, and you could be supportive and kind to each other, than to have a whole lot of people with a whole lot of hate in your comments, a whole lot of opinions, meanness, and you are forever trying to please mean people with your content for views. It's not worth it, especially if you're struggling already, right? I think that is why it's so important for our self-worth to be concrete in the Lord, period. You need to know who you are by Him and not by man, because people let you down. And they will have you sitting in therapy saying how hurt you are because of what they said, because of what they did, because of what they didn't do, or what they didn't say, or how they treated you, or how they didn't treat you. Know that God died on the cross for you, and you were so valuable to Him that He left heaven to do it. And some days that is just going to have to be enough. Okay? And so I'm taking this journey. I'm going to try to document it as much as I can without jeopardizing my recovery. But I want it to be for those inspiration for people like me who don't know there's people like me who are suffering with the same things or different things, and you need to see some light at the end of the tunnel, because we all need hope. Hope is universal. It doesn't matter who you are. Hope is important, right? And so I just think that we all need to take a breath. And if the only thing you can do today, which is the only thing that I felt like, okay, I'm going to start here, is get up, take a shower, wash your hair, brush your teeth, get a cup of coffee, read a little scripture, and that's the end of your day, you did good. I'm proud of you. Because guess what? You got out of bed, you set some goals, and you accomplished them. And some days that is okay. Period. It doesn't matter. You know, and so I hope that this little pep talk goes to the right people, and the right people hear it, and the right people will find the strength to start to heal. And I can't say this enough. It's going to be all right for you. It's going to be all right for me. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be all right, right? And so things that hurt you hurt, but you don't have to carry it. You can let it go. And so I have a wonderful family. I really do. I have a wonderful family. I have great kids, loving mother, supportive, loving siblings. Like, I have a wonderful family. And sometimes I feel like the broken one out of the bunch. And it's not due to anything that they've did. It's just how I'm feeling. And I'm okay to work on that. Okay? I just need to work on that. And I'm doing it from the road. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for you. And I'm doing it to find Erica. And so it'll be awesome for you guys to take the journey with me and know that my channel is about RVing. It's about fun stuff, but life happens and you get stuck, you get hurt, you're trying to make some more money, you're trying to get going. All that's a part of RVing too. Trust me, it's a campground full a couple of people who trying to get out, trying to keep moving. There's a Walmart up the street with a camper that's been living there for about a week and a half, trying to get out, trying to get enough money, try to keep moving. That's the other side of it, right? That's the other side that influencers are not showing you. They're just showing you how I survived the night in my van or in a tent, and then they got up and went to a hotel, and you don't see that part. Or they go and they show you all these brand deals, and they get these brand new campers and get it made off the showroom floor and all this kind of stuff. And everybody think, oh, I'll get into it to do that, but that's not the norm, right? The norm is life still happens out here. And so protect your mental health, protect yourself. And I'm hoping that you guys will take the journey with me. And so this little live wasn't meant to be a very long one. It was just to kind of come on and say how much I love you guys. I really do. And I don't just say that. I honestly care about each and every last one of you. That's why I go through the trouble to answer not trouble. I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. I reply to all of your comments because you matter to me, you know, and it's important. My little growth is because of you, right? And so I answer. And so I won't hold you up. I just want to say thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for the overwhelming support. Thank you for being there through my surgery. Thank you for being there through us being stuck here. We're trying to get out. Things are not great. I'm going to tell you that. Not being able to work like I needed to this summer really handicapped us. So things are not very great. But we're just going to take it day by day and figure it out. And I'm gonna try my best to document this journey. I have a hard time doing that because I don't film every aspect of my life, and then I'm thinking, okay, I should, but then I like to leave some things private, especially when I don't want to just be so out there sometimes, because it's easier to kind of suffer in silence, but at the same time, I'm going to do better with my vlogging and getting things out. So I know that you guys, some of you are just thick and thin. Some of you are new, and I appreciate the subs and the likes and the shares and the comments and all of that. And so thank you. I don't know what else to say, but just thank you. Thank you for just being a part of who I am at this point in my life. And if you're feeling a little invisible, that's okay. We'll see you here. But thank you, everybody. And remember, you're so much more than social media. You really are. So much more. So let's find our tribe together. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you like, share this video, comment below, let me know. Let's talk about it. Let me know what you're feeling, if you've had any experiences or anything like that. and let's move forward together. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.